Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. My name is MOLT. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We got a fun one for y'all today. We're going to be going over some unreleased / leaked / data mined cards. So if you're not interested in spoilers, then this isn't going to be the video for you. But if you are excited about some cards that could potentially come out to the game, then you're going to want to stick around, okay? Now, obviously, with these cards, things can always change, but when they are data mined, they are coming from within the game. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to know that these are in the game, and obviously, things could balance, things could change, etc. But it's exciting to see the potential of some of the cards that are coming to the game. So let's go ahead and talk about the very first one, which I would say I'm most excited about of these that I'm going to be going over, and that is Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider has an on-reveal ability of move the last card you played here. I love playing move decks. If y'all have stopped by my streams or anything like that, you know that move is probably my most favorite archetype. I think that it is a very difficult archetype to play effectively because there's a lot more math and variable going on than just playing something at one location. You're thinking about moving things to other locations and then moving them back, and like all of these intricacies that make it fun to me. And so a card like Ghost Spider, even though it is just a 2/2, being able to move the last card you played is pretty rad. Now, you think about the card Iron Fist and how you play Iron Fist and it moves the next card. There's no card currently that moves the last card. Now, obviously, you could play Doctor Strange, and the last card that you played could be the biggest card that you have down. But just having the availability of another move card that moves on action or on reveal is great. Like, obviously, you have things like Cloak, but a lot of times Cloak is a very telegraphing card. It tells people where you're going to be moving to, potentially, all that kind of stuff. And so maybe they don't play there because they know that you're going to move Kraven and all this kind of stuff. And so Ghost Spider is just super cool. And legit, I'm really excited for Ghost Spider. I think it's going to be a great card, 2/2 on reveal. Love it. All about it. Now, to me, I think that this is going to be the most broken card in the game. Null. Null is an ongoing card, so you could play Wave and then play Null, but I think that that would be dangerous because of cards like Shang-Chi. But Null says it has the combined power of all cards destroyed this game. Okay? So, if you're playing obviously a destroy deck, okay, and your opponent is playing a destroy deck, I could see Null getting massive. And then you could also play like Wave and then Onslaught, and then you could play Null at that location and Death at another location. Like, just so much insane potential that I think could be very, very strong. And Destroy is already a pretty strong archetype within the game. Having cards like Deadpool and Venom and being able to, and Death, honestly, as you destroy things, being able to play those. So I think that Null could be very, very busted, but could also be really, really fun and cool. I'm happy that it's not like an on reveal or anything like that. I think that ongoing is cool because you could do some cheeky stuff with Electro and, like I said, Wave, Onslaught, Null, all that kind of stuff. Lots of different potential of just a lot of power at that location. Like, if you think about this, well, obviously you have to destroy a bunch of stuff in order to get Null up to that high point, and it takes time to destroy things. So potentially you would be able to play Deadpool and then Carnage, or maybe when you think about the best way to make Venom work, you want to play, let's just say, Deadpool and then Bucky Barnes and then Carnage. You take all that out and then you play Deadpool again, which is just going to be at 2, and then you play Venom. You get a lot of power right there, and then you could play next turn there, you would be able to play Deadpool again and destroy it again, and then you'd be able to play Null. So crazy stuff. I think it'd be cool to see it on like some ongoing locations and things like that. I think it's going to be insane. As I go through these, y'all comment down below. Let me know how you feel about these cards and their potentials, because I think some of them are absolutely insane. Now, this one seems pretty cool. Now, I don't know the lore behind Marvel Snap or Marvel characters in general, but we've got Elsa Bloodstone, a 1/1 with no keyword, so no on reveal, no ongoing, any of that kind of stuff. At the end of each turn, if you are winning this location, +1 power, okay? Now, that feels like a card that you would kind of stack with Adam Warlock. And I think Adam Warlock is an A-tier card at least, with its potential to draw into your deck. But it's difficult, because what you would have to do pretty much is like play Sunspot turn 1, play maybe Elsa turn 2, so the Sunspot goes up to 2, and then turn 3 you could play like man, I mean, it depends on who you're going up against, but you could play Ebony Maw and Adam Warlock, and then you're holding that down. Now, that is all 1 costs. So let's say that instead you would rather play like Elsa and then Armor, and then final turn you could go with Sunspot and Armor and protect it all and just let it kind of keep doing its thing, you know? I think it's a cool card, especially as a 1 cost, just being able to kind of set it and forget it. Especially if you're at a location where you're able to win. Like you could play Elsa, and then you could play what's his name? Skull, the Skull guy. You could play him, the 4/8, and that'd be pretty sick. If you were winning that location, you play that, and then it's just like, okay, cool, this is gonna just kind of snowball for me. So I think Elsa Bloodstone, I mean, Khazar, Blue Marvel, Patriot decks even, like, lots of really cool potential for cards like this in the game, and I'm excited for them. I'm excited for little cards. Like, one of the things that I wish Clash Royale would do is add more common and like, rare cards. Instead of all of the legendaries and champions, like, add other things that we can just throw into our deck that'll be fun. And this is an example of that. I think Elsa Bloodstone is going to be a super, super cool card. Next, we've got Dazzler. Ongoing, if you have 4 cards at each location, +6 power. My question to you is, have you ever filled up every single location? It's insane. Like, that would be so difficult to do. I feel like the way that you would do it is you would play Squirrel Girl, and then Mysterio, and then like Mr. Sinister at another location. And that would be Squirrel Girl, Mysterio, that's turn 2. Turn 3, you could play Mr. Sinister. And then, I guess turn 4, maybe you play, this might work in a Patriot deck, or like a Khazar deck. And you just fill everything up. And then Dazzler is a 4/10, which is nuts and kind of cool. And I think there's a lot of potential there. But obviously, if you're going to fill up your board, oftentimes it's going to take a lot of 1-cost cards that can get taken out by Khazar pretty easily. And so that would just be, like, dangerous, because if somebody has 1 card, if they have Elektra, Khazar, Shang-Chi, anything that could do something to your side negatively, then you would lose, or you wouldn't have that power. And a lot of times with cards like this, obviously it's very telegraphing. Final turn, they would play it. So they would play Killmonger final turn and take out your 1/1 cost or whatever it is. So you would have to be really, really hard-pressed, I think, to fill up all these locations. Like, maybe what would end up happening is it would go into a Sarah deck, and you would just have lots of 2-cost cards. So, like I said, you probably have Bishop down, and then you have Mysterio down, Angela in there, lots of other 2-costs. Get that Sarah down, and then final turn, Dazzler would cost 3, and then you could play 3 2-cost cards, which would be 4 cards final turn, which would fill up 1 entire location. So So there's potential there. I think it would work really well in Sarah decks. Seems pretty cool. I'm about it. I think that one could be fun, but definitely a little bit challenging. HitMonkey. This one seems super cool. On reveal, gain 3 power for each card you played this turn. Okay? So that seems like that might be, like, that would be in a Sarah deck as well, especially as a 2 cost. It would cost 1 final turn. Oh my gosh. I would love that. Now, obviously, by then, I imagine Sarah will end up seeing some sort of a nerf. I don't think it would be to her ability or anything. But man, that could be so much fun because literally final turn, you could play so many cards. And if you think about it, you could even play Mysterio and then Hitman, and it goes up to like turn 4. Mysterio Hitman. That adds 5 power at one location with Mysterio, and then 9 power at another with HitMonkey. Bruh. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's so sick. Honestly, though, I feel like you might, well, it wouldn't be bad to get it up to 9 power. Obviously, at that point, it is able to get hit by Shang-Chi, and I think that that's why they have it in variables of 3, so that there is that kind of scare factor of it being able to get taken out. So you very well could just want to play 2 1 costs and this on turn 4 and just get it up to 6. Because a 2/6, that's not too shabby. That's really, really good power. So that's pretty cool. Now, the last one we all know about because we all have probably seen it in the game, but you cannot unlock it or have it in your deck yet. This is Galactus. Probably one of the most anticipated cards to come to the game besides Thanos. And when I say come to the game, again, I mean being able to have it in your collection level. Right now, you can only get them from like Agent 13 or the Raft location or anything like that. You could get it from Nick Fury, anything like that. On reveal, if this is your only card here, destroy all other locations. But here's the thing. You have to play it turn 6, okay? And you can't play Galactus and another card at the same time. So say that, like, you have Elysium, you have that location, and then you also have another card, say Electro or something like that, that is allowing you to do this. And then you have whatever the location is that gives you energy. You could be able to technically play Galactus and then another card, but it doesn't work like that. And so the way that I think Galactus will end up working is Wave Galactus. So people would play Wave turn 3, and then they would play Galactus on a empty location turn 4. And then that's when you kind of get into the point of turn 5, say you play. There's lots of actual potential. Turn 5, you could play Black Panther Odin, or Black Panther turn 5, Odin turn 6. Or you could play Infinite. You could hold off, play Infinite. You could play Gamora Odin. You could play Iron Man Onslaught. Like, lots of different opportunities for some really cool stuff to happen. I don't think that Galactus will be broken because it's going to be very specific. Like, you will not win games with Galactus on turn 6 most of the time because 6 power at one location, that's kind of tough. Now, obviously, if you were going up against this meta right now with Spectrum Destroyer, yeah, you could, because they're only playing at 2 locations because generally they play Warpath and stuff like that. So there is a potential for Galactus to work really well in scenarios like that. But other than that, turn 6, I think you'd be pretty hard-pressed to win just by playing 3 power final turn at a location. And so generally, I think you're going to have to wait for maybe even say, like, but even if you have Psylocke and you play Psylocke turn 4 and then you play Galactus turn 5, what are you going to do turn 6? It's going to give you enough power, especially if they ended up playing on that location when you played Galactus as well. So lots of fun stuff coming out to the game, y'all. I am very excited about it, as I know many of you are too. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching today's video. I love ya. See you in the next one. Peace out.